Okay, time for another weekly analysis. This time it's week 17th of the year and the third week or fourth week of April. So time is moving fast. Let's jump straight into it. So we have the DXY. Nothing too fancy. We did attack this buy side liquidity on the weekly. This is the weekly chart. We now have this weekly busy, so not CB but busy. So we'll just add it in. So this is our weekly busy. So I would like for price at our weekly busy. So I would like for price to tap into this imbalance, preferably during Tuesday, right? And then we can push up even higher. So that's basically it. I'm anticipating high prices on the DXY. And yeah, nothing too strange there. I think with what's going on around the world, it's not only the TA that's pointing to bullishness on the DXY, but also the fundamentals, because DXY is a safe haven. So what it means is when it's insecurities, when there is a lot of chaos going on around the world, as I said multiple times, that's when the DXY explodes. So that is why I'm still very bullish on DXY. I'm anticipating price to get into this weekly busy, and then we should do something in this kind of order. Okay, and this is our weekly fair value gap. This is the 50% of the weekly fair value gap, or the weekly CB. This is also a monthly CB. So there is a lot of reasons why price could get some kind of huge rejection from this area, but let's not think too much. Okay, so that is our intermediate high that we are targeting, and then we have this external high, external range liquidity. So we did have our internal. We respected this busy. We made a shift, came back, and now we should even attack the external, but it's still too early. So, but this high is our next objective. When I say this high, I mean, of course, this intermediate high. So what's price been doing? We do have this busy here. I say break of structure. We do have this swing low taken out. We had this CB. we came from internal to external, and then we got up even higher, and now we do have this weekly busy that we want price to respect. It could even penetrate a little bit lower and still make a huge rejection maybe if we come into this weekly this daily imbalance, and from there we should go even higher. Right, so Euro USD monthly, nothing there. We do have this monthly fair value gap that we are currently closing below. On the weekly we have closed below it, so it looks like this fair value gap will be our resistance now. It will work as a inverse fair value gap since we closed with this bearishness, and now we do have our 2 points. So that is also why I did end up adding this arrow, of course. So what can we expect? This is the opposite of what I'm expecting on the DXY. I want price to preferably attack these highs when not these highs, but I want price to attack this fair value gap or inverse fair value gap, preferably during Tuesday, when we maybe make our high of the day during the New York session, and then we just short it. Okay, so we do have this inverse fair value gap. So price, I would like for price, I think this is a breakaway gap, so I don't even think price will, if price gets to this level, we may see a huge rejection, but I don't think price will end up coming all the way up here. That's my guess. So I would like to see price attack this high. So what if we go down a little bit? So this is our previous weekly high. So now we need to think what is a price wants to do. So in this CB, we do have another CB which we have respected, but yeah, so more or less we'll see if price can push up. That would be nice. Yeah, so I'm very bearish on euro. I'm anticipating price to attack this high, this previous weekly high, and then we go down even further. So this was the anticipation on I need to remove it. I think I went through this trade. Let's see. I know it's a lot of noise here, a lot of stuff you don't really need. So let's start with the weekly on GU. GU for me was the most bearish. Why? Oh, sorry. Yeah, bearish. Why? Because we had GU compared to Euro on the monthly until this month was the pair that hadn't touched this monthly busy. If you compare it to AUD or Euro or whatever, let's see. So you can see that we had during February already tapped into this monthly fair value gap. So this is not internal range. It is a, let's put it down for now, but it's not internal range. Or it was, but we will still attack this high. And if we look at AUD quickly, before I do the analysis there, we also came to the monthly BC during February. So GU was the only pair that of the dollar correlated pairs that of the one that I'm following, that I mean Euro, GU, and AU. GU was the only pair that we can see that if we go to the February month, we hadn't tapped into this busy, right? We tapped into it now during April. So that is why I always had a bearish bias until we came to this area. And the thing is with GU is that, okay, we are in this monthly range. That is correct. Bearish. And now we need to see how we respect this bullish fair value gap on monthly busy. But if you close it just below like that, that's not a good sign, honestly. And now what we do have in front of us is, I always had those two swing lows, or those two lows, as objectives that I want to target. So what did we do? We did have this weekly CB. We tapped into it once, failed to make the attempt lower. We used this to go even higher from internal, from external to internal to external, and then bam. Right, so those two were always an objective for me, what I wanted to see price doing. I want to see price take out those lows. And now we're currently inside this monthly busy, so we need to see what price is doing, but we can see that it's moving aggressive lower. So we do have this small daily CB and we have this huge one, so we need to see where price wants to go. On the weekly, we do have this weekly CB. Swing low. Right, so for me, GU is also bearish. So I would like for price to maybe tap into some kind of. We do have this bullish order block in combination with this fair value gap. So that could be a good reason to maybe enter some long positions from. Maybe. We need to see. But yeah, I don't think we will go up to this weekly CB until Tuesday. I think it's too much of a range, so probably we will go up there during Thursday, and then the week after will probably be the move lower. Right. AUD, let's remove some stuff. Okay, we do have this monthly busy. Let's enter that. we can see that we're failing to make any attempts to go higher. We tried to make higher highs, but we just failed to do that. So my guess is if we go to the weekly, do we have something interesting? No. Internal to external. Daily. H1. As I said, from the internal to the external. So it's always the same. So the thing with trading, you need to find a strategy that works for you. And often the strategy needs to more or less, not it needs to, but the common thing with trading is that if you want to succeed, you need to know your strategy inside out, right? And in order to do that, you need to have a lot of data, a lot of back testing, a lot of journaling, and yeah, you need to know your strategy. And one thing that all strategies have is that they are mirroring your personality, right? So if you are a person that is quite hectic, you are busy, you want to pull the trigger as soon as you see one confluence, for example, if you're that kind of person, it will mean that your strategy is more or less probably a more scalping kind of strategy that maybe works for you. But if you are a more maybe precise, cool, you have no problem waiting for your setups for 1 week, then maybe swing trading's for you, right? And if you are something in between, then it's day trading, right? So you need to find a strategy that works for you, not just look at your gurus and do what they do, because we all are different. We all have our personal lives that also matter, because if you're not if you're not in a mental state where you can trade and you are trading, still 9 out of 10 times those trades will be losing trades because you are in your feelings, right? So that is like self-destruction. You will start to revenge trade and all those kind of things. But yeah, I can maybe talk to it in another video. But as I said, AUD for now. We do have this small daily CB that price may be orange, right? Daily CB. Our previous weekly, I don't think that this week we'll see the same stuff that we may see on the same kind of move that we may see on Euro and GU, for example. But that's for another time. So we do have this swing low. So this is a H4 kind of range. Let's see. But I still think that we will attack this previous weekly high and then we'll go even further down. Or this imbalance too. Right? Okay. This was one trade I took quite nicely. Very beautiful. I took this trade on the live account just because I made in a trade 1 to 19. It doesn't mean that it happened often. You need to know your strategy, and if it comes, you need to take the chance. So yeah, I did, and I ended up winning this one. And this was the FOMC trade, or NFP, whatever it was. So yeah, external range liquidity, we are coming for you. Now from the daily BC, this one looks like the DXY, right? Let's make this internal range, external range. So what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating a and then and bam, right? Nothing too fancy here. Let's remove that one. And let's see what price will do this week. This trade, this Euro GBP trade, is a trade that really left without me. And maybe this is H4. Okay, this is the bullish breaker that we did actually come back to. Okay, so I did think that since we did have this small daily busy or daily small imbalance, right? I thought that price will want to reprice it before eventually going up. And this was internal liquidity from the range equal lows from this low to that high. That was our range on the yeah. So nothing too strange here, but yeah. During Wednesday we swept all these lows and then we went a lot. H4. Yeah, but we are so bearish, so bullish. We should really try to get to some good levels. Okay, but this is the weekly analysis for week 17. Thank you.